Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Welcome along to another Porsche Cup stream. Thank you very much for coming on as we go live. Big thank you to Welter for that first message there today. Yes, we could be on the road to B license today, as the thumbnail suggests, and I'm really hoping not. I'm hoping we can recover. But boy, oh boy, has it been quite tricky the last few streams for me on that regard. But yes, hello everyone, welcome. Charlie's here, Chinnock's here, Kaiska's here. Welcome along, team. Yeah, we've got our first race starting at quarter 2. We'll get some practice laps in. And yeah, the mission today is back to Watkins Glen, a bit more action in the Porsche Cup, and just settle things down a little bit. Car Real 2, hi, hello, welcome, mate. Yeah, so let's settle things down a little bit and get some lower incident points. If we can avoid the crashing like we did last stream and stop getting off tracks, we should be okay. Plan is to do 3 races tonight, so slightly shorter stream than on Tuesday as we get ourselves into the school holidays. It's a pretty brutal reality check for me on that regard, but we are surviving mostly. And just looking forward to having a bit of fun here tonight. So I hope everyone's doing well. Let me know, guys, have you done any iRacing this week? What have you been racing? Would absolutely love to hear about it. Charlie's hopped on to the first time today in 3 weeks, actually washed. Yeah, like that was the problem I had when we did Suzuka Porsche Esports, was that it's 2 weeks out of the rig, you jump in, it's like, the car, the track, it just takes a while to get the rust out, all those little movements. And I often say iRacing is like a momentum game. Like you're either getting it or losing it, and time away from the sim just kills the momentum. It takes a while to come back. Consistency is a bit key for this hobby, unfortunately. So yeah, but hopefully you're feeling fresh. That's the main one. Genzo, hello, welcome, mate. Welcome in. So you guys, let's get a couple of practice laps in. Just did a few laps just before. Pace feels all right, so we'll just settle in a little bit here. Some game volumes, get the scene right. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. And yeah, let's just see what today brings. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. This is true, Chinook. This is true. This is true. Although there's a few spicy chocolates in there sometimes, you're not often going to get, yeah, you're not going to get always a good chocolate, right? Like sometimes it's just pain. Sometimes it's just pain. That's motorsport for you. Yeah, I want to quit my job for iRacing. Yeah. I saw, I don't know if you guys follow the real life driver Dirk Shooter. He's a Dutch guy, does heaps of social media, kind of funds his program. He's doing Porsche Super Cup this year, and so they've got the Hungary round this weekend. But I saw in his Instagram stories he'd spent 9 hours in the sim practicing Hungaroring for this weekend, and it was like a bit of one of those reality checks where it's just like, yeah, that's how much time it takes. So he spent 9 hours in the sim. Obviously no racing there. I don't know what sim he was. It might have been this like a modified Assetto Corsa or something, but 9 hours in the sim. That Super Cup series is 1 30-minute race a weekend. He spent 9 hours in the sim today or yesterday or something like that. But yeah, crazy. Prepare myself for the next round of your league. Okay, St. Pete, GR86 at PC. That would actually be quite a good little combo, actually. We had Porsche Cup there the end of last season. I think it was the last week of last season. Cool track. Hard to pass. Easy to get it wrong. But the GR86 would go quite good there, I reckon. I don't understand that circuit for like GT3. It's a bit small for some of the bigger cars, but 86s would be ideal. Oops, a little bit of slip and slide. Yeah, so on Tuesday, we managed to slip below 2.0 on the safety rating. It's the first time I have been under 2.0 in a license ever, actually. So since getting my A license last October, I think it was, I haven't lost my A license. So yeah, touch wood, we can pull through on this, but I think it's just not really, it's not crashes, and that's what's probably been the most eye-opening for me. It's just been tiny off tracks, trying to find pace, you know, in these cup cars, and trying to take driving to the next level over the last 6 months. The start of the year, I think I was saved quite a bit with special events and endurance races. So like the 4-hour NEC races, for example, were fantastic. You just get a whole chunk of safety rating and get up to those maximums, but we obviously haven't had any big special events. I missed Spa. I've managed to miss the last 2 NECs, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to miss the next 2 NECs as well. Like, the timing's been horrible for that. And although we might try and sneak, I think it's next Saturday is the next round of NEC. Oh no, it's the 8th, isn't it? Something like that. I have to work it out. Maybe it's the end of next month we get an opportunity, but like, they are great for safety rating, and I've been missing all of them. So it's sort of a reality check of actually what's been saving me. Again, not crashes, just off tracks. It's super annoying. So yeah, potentially well, but like I said, I'm not crashing. It's, you know, I think I got 1 4X on Tuesday, and that was that very close call in the last race. But the rest of them have just been off tracks, trying to push the pace and just sneaking over the line. It's just been really frustrating. How can you drive Coil Cup that fast? I'm simply can't point the car where I want it without spinning it. Yeah, it's this, particularly on this circuit, it feels there's a lot of rotation in the car on this track, especially this open setup. The rear does want to get away with you on you quite a bit. I find that you got to be really careful how you come off the brakes. You know, so if you outbrake yourself and then you come off the brakes too fast, it just loses the rear. Maybe too much peak pressure as well. The Cup car doesn't like more than about 70% peak pressure. So you sort of brake earlier, but brake lighter and longer. And then if you don't sort of fall off the brake too much, then it's, you know, it rotates really nicely and you're good to go. But you know, if you brake too late and then you're carrying too much speed into the corner, it's very hard to make the apex, essentially. Yeah, I found that out pretty early. Like, if you try and drive the Nürburgring like it's a GT3 car, you'll crash everywhere. You just lose the rear right at the point, the last part of the turn, and it just loops around. So sort of drive it on the front tyre, don't outbrake yourself, essentially. And yeah, lighter and longer on the brakes. But I have given about 85% of my sim time the last 6 months to this car, so it's quite different to a GT3. It takes a lot of time, but I've been enjoying the process, so that's why we're here. That's why we're here and not doing IMSA, really. I really did think I'd be a GT3 merchant, you know, just every week, IMSA or GT3, just push, 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 but this car has really captured my attention, you know. A few more laps before our first race. Hopefully we can be a bit more consistent at turn 1 this week, or tonight I should say, this stream. We were god awful there on Tuesday and it really caused us some problems. Decent. No, no. Oh. We're in the last corner there. Yeah, Moritz Lohner is probably the guy I've watched the most. Incredibly smooth. A lot of what I've learned about this car I've learned from studying his driving. Yeah, and the like the inputs on the screen there, like I can see them for my own reference, and that's, you know, it's really important. iRacing have those inputs now as a normal part of their heads-up display. 100% have them on your screen, just to have that reference for yourself and sort of self-assess your own driving a little bit. But yeah, a lot of the time they are there to show everyone what I'm doing. Initially they were there so that people could tell me what I was doing wrong, and that was a huge help. Some of my early videos on iRacing, I essentially asked that question and the feedback was amazing. Really, really helpful. But yeah, I always sort of study what people are doing, and especially the fast guys, you know, it's quite interesting. And then once you got the basic technique down, it's just hours of just trying to get that confidence to be a few k an hour faster at an apex and use the track a little bit more for entry and exits and 0x. Because there's honestly not much difference between like a top time, like input wise, and like say even my laps. It's just that tiny bit of extra something that the speed comes from, and it's almost demoralizing actually. Compare some lap times versus, you know, top esporters, and you're like, it just looks the same. Why? Why does it not be? Why is it my lap not faster? But it's just all like 5k an hour here, 3k an hour an exit here. Like, it's tiny margins. So like I said, it's a bit of a momentum game. You're either gaining it or losing it, and lots of time required, and I think that's why I like it so much. You can always get faster. Almost lost the rear there. This guy turned in really early.
Down your left. Clear.
300 iRacing, that guy. Good on him. Having a go. Okay, race time. Yeah, find it difficult to switch between GT3 and Porsche Cup. Yeah, you're right, mate. It is actually quite tricky. I find I tend to underdrive the GT3 a little bit and sort of have to like work your way into it. Yeah, because it's just like you can use the aero more, but not that much more. So I think sometimes I overdrive the GT3s in a certain way, trying to like brake later and stuff. But on the braking inputs, I actually probably could brake a bit harder. You know, it's really hard to switch between. It's why I don't do it on stream. It's why I don't go like Porsche Cup, GT3, GTE, LMP2. I don't change. I just do one series, so I can just sort of like lock in and then stream. If I want to do GT3s in a week, do it a different night. You know, so. Yeah, started iRacing 9 months ago. Never drove anything faster than the old M2, GT4, GT3, Porsche Cup seem a mess every time I test them on demo drive. Yeah, it's like there's definitely a speed thing. Have you tried the new M2? Because the new M2 seems very stable. It does feel slower than the old M2. But it's just, yeah, I think it's just a little bit of progression stuff. Because even GT4 is pretty quick at times. Not gonna lie, it's pretty quick. Okay, so we are door 16, 25 total. Howdy Noah's here. Gabriel's there. He's 10,000 iRacing. And then after that, we got a 6K. And then, yeah, Nick down. Nick's 5.2. So there's a couple, bit of a midfield here. And a couple who should be, his top two guys should be miles, literally miles in front. Oh yeah, this is proper esports stuff, guys. Speedy lads. Right, 7 seconds quickly. Let's put a setup in. I forgot it was open setup. Let's not forget to put the race setup in afterwards. Yeah, tough field. Tough field. Nemo's here. Hello. Caught us again. That's fantastic, mate. How are you today? Yeah, I think the front couple should be very, very fast. Proper guide on pace here. And then, yeah, hopefully we can sneak in a couple of spots up on 16th. But yeah, it's not like 14th. 13th is 4.4K. So, yeah, there might be a little bit of no man's land involved. We'll see. We shall see. It all starts with qualifying here. I'm going to try and put a solid lap in. Oh, that's what I haven't done. At least the top two guys are not on Smurf accounts. So the strength of field will be up as a result. So I won't have to gain too many spots above 16th to get some iRacing. But I need to Need to relax a bit more tonight because, like I said, the goal is to actually gain some safety rating back. Hard to gain, easy to lose. Like around here, it almost needs to be a 0x race to actually gain anything decent. Alright, here we go.
Green, green, green. Okay, here comes your first time lap. You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
That's on the limit. Hey Paul, welcome in mate. And Jack's here, hello. Nice to see you guys. Jack, are you joining for some Porsche Cup? I saw you were doing an IMSA race just before. Oh, that's right, you decided you hated Watkins. I remember now. Hope Road America's treating you better. Staying bounce, just. It's a bit wide, it's a bit wide. Oh no. It's a half decent lap. Missed the last corner. .46.2. Finally that last corner. That's right, it's a bit of time in it. Well, 35 temps, so it's the coolest I've had in our session actually. That's why it's fast. That's not great. Too hot into there. Yeah, already down to 15th. It's up. Gonna get a 45, I think. Right. It's first 45 this week. What's it gonna do for the time though? Literally nothing. Oh goodness, quick field. Very quick field. So what do we do? 45.8. Actually, let me just quickly do this before I forget. Yeah, that's crazy. 45.8 Look at that. 45.72 is 9th. And an 8.8 is 19th. A couple went faster. Ouch. James, hello. Would have been P6 in yours. Oh, dude. Speedy, found some pace since Tuesday. Hello, Jeff. Welcome, mate. Mr. Blair's here. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Minute to go. Let me put in a setup here. Haven't forgotten for a while. Let's not start today. That's a quick field, guys. That's a quick field. P20. And yeah, look at what a couple of tenths would do. That's quick. And yeah, what, 44.6 for Hattie Noah, 44.7 Gabrielle there. So those are the, so yeah, Hattie Noah's 11.6 thousand I rating. Gabrielle's 10.2. So yeah, there's the number. Chinook, cheers, mate. Legend. Thank you so much, mate. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Another early morning. I gave up on Watkins. Glen had a great first day of races. Haven't made a full lap of 5 races since then. That's crazy. Missed this one, probably next one. Awesome. Still needs a good result and fixed. Oh, okay. Yep. Yep, that makes sense, Jack. Yeah, trying to get those weekly ones in, eh? Oh, do you guys come together in the last race? Oh dear. Paul's got a way of words sometimes. He means well. He's a gentle soul at times. Just all comes out different in a race, right? So you'd be like 10th. Okay. Yeah, you've definitely found some pace, James. Good stuff. Have you missed out? You're on your other account, aren't you? Good luck to you too, mate. Good luck. I feel like you've made it in the sim racing scene if you've been told off by Paul. Yeah, Road America this week. I haven't made start line in 2 races. Yeah, I think Road America, I haven't got along with that track. I haven't worked it out. And they just seem, yeah, I don't know. Paul, have you tried the tested series where they're testing the new start procedure for IMSA here at Watkins? I haven't done one yet, but they seem to be ticking over. I assume they've been relatively successful, I hope. Yeah, we dodged some bullets on Tuesday in these races. Dodged a massive one in the last race that we did here, but hopefully we can have a slightly cleaner time of it. Let's see how we get on. Yeah, that can be wild. Probably worse than Watkins. Yeah. Yeah, because the last sector, like, I don't know what class you're doing, but the last sector in GT3 tends to start, like, before the fast kink. And on cold tires, those cars are death through there. So it just seems everyone just, you know, half the people don't even make it to that point. All right, Watkins Lane. Let's go racing.
Green, green, green.
Don't really want to go to the outside.
Left side. Clear on the left.
Oh, spin up. Got through. Oh, another one. Don't come back, don't come back, don't come back, don't come back, don't come back. Okay. What? No. What? No.
Clear.
Red Bull livery. Had to happen. Had to happen. Oh. The mentality. Yeah, okay. Like, you've just seen 2 crashes happen. You've got through safely enough. Just send it at the bus stop. Like, I had a run on the guy in front of me, and it was just like, let's just be safe. We've dodged our bullets. We've used some lives up. Just me, apparently. Just me. Oh, Summer's here. Haven't seen him in a race for a little while. Nice to race with him again. Let's keep it on the wall. Look at those gentlemen. Pure gentlemen there, staying in the wall for us. That's the actions of someone who's probably crashed there before and understands what can happen if you don't concentrate on keeping the thing out of the keeping the thing in the fence. Right, 15th. I've done absolutely nothing so far. No, oh, I've done it. Now I've done something.
Let's make sure we rejoin safely. Car approaching, keep right.
Now I've done something. Shouldn't have said anything. That's annoying. I didn't hit anything, so car is still straight. Everyone, I am last. Everyone is meatball behind, so no pressure now. Just a little bit too eager on second lap. Cold tires are still there, just got in there a bit hot. There's very little you can do after that once it slides that much. Yeah, I should never have said anything, right? Commentator's curse, yeah. Did the same thing yesterday. So pleased to make it through lap 1. Yeah, like that would work perfectly fine if it was lap 3. Yeah, let's sort of just forget tyres are. And there's a lot of rear rotation in this setup around this circuit, so it makes it be quite careful. The upside is a good rotation on throttle after the fact, but if you're getting a bit hot, easy to do. So we'll have to see if there's any more spots in this for us. A few people need to make some mistakes. But it's a good opportunity just to focus on... There's some smoke there. but a good opportunity just to focus on our safety rating. Hey, Juan, how are you? Right, 4 to go. Are we winning? I'm certainly not winning. If you're looking for wins, it's probably not the right stream. Our competition is far too good for that. White Wolf, hello. Afternoon. Whereabouts in the world are you, sir? Just wondering where exactly in the afternoon. It could be right now. Parts of the, I guess parts of the States in the afternoon. New Mexico, USA. Welcome along, mate. If you go down far enough, should I just tank my iRating just for some content? I've had one single win in Porsche Cup Top Split, and it will remain one of the best days of my life. Yeah, 10 past 6 AM. Chinook's always such a legend. Of course, it's not too long, guys, before streaming at this time will also involve me getting up at that time, so that's the plan, to do it. Bit of 4 AM start to get into European afternoon, evening time. Who needs sleep, right? Right, so we're going to see what sort of opportunities might present themselves here. Say, being in 19th, which I think might be 19th, could be wrong. I think someone's got a bit of a funny connection up in front here, so probably 20th. Not a huge amount of gains to be had. Oh, I didn't anticipate that. That was silly. Should have anticipated that better. So, safety is key. A bit more of a... Dan, hello, mate. Only reason I don't race as much is I like to always shattered by the time, yeah. No, I can feel that. Oops. Yeah, I find the peak times on iRacing are obviously really full, which are great. But also, like, super competitive. He's letting me go. So, like, there's no easy races here. That is... I'm here. Yes, right, push. Where's that car behind gone? I feel like there should be a car right behind me, and there isn't. But push on in case he's right there and having some connectivity issues, or he's potentially just gone. Okay, so, as I was saying, because the peak times are so full, you end up in really, really competitive splits. So there's no easy races on iRacing, and it takes a bit of a particular mental mindset to sort of jump in. So yeah, there's definitely times that you're just not feeling it. Just not ready for that sort of battle, you know? Of course, when you are up for it, you get incredible racing. But if you have an off day, you just get slaughtered. It's pretty brutal, actually. Daytime's UK. Yeah, 2.8k, it's top split, yeah. Yeah, that's what I found going to... Once I got over 3k, and then you would start you know, even in, you know, depending on the track. So like, what this split, I think the lowest iRating is 3,100. So the more, yeah, the more you sort of gain above that 3K, then you just find yourself top split all the time. And like we say at the start, there's 2 guys in this lobby who are over 10,000 iRating. So, you know, they're the best of the best. So you're not going to win very often. And then, yeah, you're kind of in this bit of a hole, really. Like, there's this gap between like 3K and 4K. And it's a bit of a brutal crossing over, essentially. I'm sort of just getting used to it, essentially. But it's taken a few months. It really has. And then, because I have to focus on this series so often, if I like, oh, just jump into a M2 race or a GR86 race, there are people who are just as good in that car as the people in these cars, you know, with that sort of level. But I don't spend any time, so it's not a fun race. So you just get destroyed. So yeah, even GT3, you know, if I did a GT3 race, I'd be so slow, you know, compared to the competitors, guys that drive that car all the time. Now, iRating is just a number, obviously, but yeah, I feel like I've sort of put myself in a bit of a hole where I'm this competitive, I'm this iRating in this car, but I'm not this iRating in any other car. So to spend time in a different car it's just going to be a pretty rough few weeks while the iRating comes down, and then you find yourself in that level, right? So yeah, but I think once we get out of the regional, the esport regional Porsche Cup races we're doing, and come out of the summer holidays here, I think we'll push into some variation and kind of not care about the iRating so much. Just get out and have some fun, drive some other cars. Fortunately, and the biggest fortunately to all of this, is that, you know, it doesn't matter what iRating you are, in a special event, you're always going to have a good close race. And that's probably the thing I love about iRacing the most, is, you know, you might struggle to find genuinely competitive splits in daily races week in, week out, unless you have like a really popular track. You know, I wouldn't make top split at Spa, for example, during the peak times, which is a good thing. But come special event time, you are always going to be in a race with people who are your ability, and it just makes them super fun. Like, I'm never going to show up to a special event and find myself in top split and miles off the pace. It's just not ever going to happen. So you can prepare for those events going, we could win, and that's fun. I think it's fun to prepare with that mentality. Yeah, so most daily races I show up going, I'm probably not winning, and we're just going to see how good we can do. I've only done 46.9 this race, so that hasn't been fantastic actually. Just being safe. Just trying to be safe this one. About 3 laps to go. Summer's up to 12th, so he's avoided the chaos. We just kept it on the tarmac the second lap. We could have had a decent race here. Yeah, Veda's kind of similar to P-Carp, just more front end grip. Yeah. You guys discussing GT3 options, maybe? Right, be white flag after this one. Alright, let's bring this home. 2 incident points from my silly half spin. Mistake from the guy in front. He's a bit ropey that lap. A couple more, probably would have had him. It's alright. I'm going to take 2 incident points there. Hopefully that's going to be some safety rating. Probably being down at 1.5, they might be a bit more generous for us here, so. Oh yeah, you guys have been chatting lots. Sorry that I missed so much of that. Right, let's get out of here. Actually, let's have a quick look at lap 1, shall we? Because bit of craziness there from my perspective. So decent launch. They've got the staggered start here, so it's pretty easy to sort of hold your position if you get a decent launch. Decided to be sensible here on the inside. I'm pretty sure there was a Sama behind us there, so he was being nice to us. And then these guys here. Oh, yellow car just loses it by himself. Someone else. Oh, and then the big wobble there. Ouch. And of course, we've sort of held up here, and he just chucks it in. Good on him, I guess. Where did he finish? Finished 13th. Fair enough to him. But what happens here? So I'm pretty sure this guy just loses it by himself, and then is that a concertina effect to that? Oh wow, that just disappeared really randomly on him. And then he's braked, and the guy behind, I think, just drives into him. It's a terrible reaction time. Punts him, and then ends up getting caught in it anyway. So kind of a self-death there. Yeah, ouch. Ouch. Very broken car. That's not how you do it. James, my race wasn't ideal. We got through that first mess, and then on the second lap I lost it. What corner is it? You know, you come out of the bus stop, and it's the next left-hander. Just sort of had a half spin there, so we dropped to the back of the field. So fortunately, that was the only incident points that we got. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we've gained some safety rating. And we only lost 16 iRating in the end. So that's what we're looking for tonight here. Green safety rating. Please, please, and thank you. Please, please, and thank you. How do you know here? 44.9 in the race. Crazy fast. Yeah, we needed 46.9. There was definitely more pace in it. We were just being sensible. Once we fell off so far, it was only going to get positions through people making mistakes, which there were in the end. So couple of spots if we would have gained iRating, but that's all right. These things happen. Yeah, I was just pushing a little bit too hard on lap 2. Just a little bit of yeah, just trying a bit too much. Oh, demo drive is still up, everyone. If you haven't noticed already, probably have. 1 hour and 36 minutes left of that. Yeah, it looks like iRacing had a bit of like a security breach or something yesterday, which is why the service was down. Down for about 4 hours, I think, which is not ideal, really. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's a potential security issue. If you guys are part of iRacing, you've got an email about it. So it's they kind of said not to worry about it so much right now. They're going to do some other stuff later. But yeah, probably a bit of a pain if anyone was trying to race last night. It came at a really awkward time, I think, with most people. But these things happen. Gave up on P-Cut when they changed the car. Love the old one. Interesting. Yeah, they've fixed the bouncing since it first released. So I don't know if you've tried it recently. They're making lots of little tweaks to it. I never drove the old one. I was just getting into GT3 and sort of committing to that for a little while. When they then announced the new one was coming. So I tried the new one, which was the first time I did any Porsche Cup driving, essentially, when it was released in week 13, and then sort of tried it for a couple of weeks, focused on Daytona 24, and then drove it a bit more and worked it out, and it's been kind of a love affair ever since, really. And really the series has been it seems the series has been more popular since that new car as well. I think the ABS and stuff's made it a bit more accessible, which is, yeah, I think, was it 2? The first season it was released was like the most popular series on the platform. And then it was like second popular last season or something like that. It's been pretty popular since. Yeah, the new one, it was really bouncy. I guess, again, I didn't have anything to compare it to, trying to get through like the Imola chicane and things, it would, the way it bounced and the way it would secondary bounce of certain ways, took a while to work out. But yeah, it's certainly a lot better than it was. Something to do with the way the sidewall worked, essentially, and they've softened that right up. There's still a bounce to it, but it's not what it was. You don't get that sort of oscillation that you used to, really. Either that, or I'm just so used to it I don't notice it anymore. But yeah, they've been working on it for sure. So T5 at Road Atlanta was just bonkers. Yeah, no, that's still a tricky corner. I'm not gonna lie. And a lot of it is interesting because Jimmy Broadbent did a video about it, and yeah, Paul, you're right. So they've changed the new one. It's now lighter, less downforce, and more understeery after Jim's video. Yeah, and I'd be interesting to try it again at the Nordschleife for next week for Ringmeister, because at Nords they have a higher minimum ride height on the Porsche Cup car specifically, versus most other series. So even in iRacing, it's a higher. So if it's less downforce now, it would certainly be quite apparent at Nords. But that was like his only comment, right? He didn't talk about how bouncy it was. He didn't talk about weird suspension physics. He just sort of said that it had a little bit too much turn on power, basically a little bit too much front end grip. Which considering he's done this sort of video on other cars and had a bit more criticism about them, it was kind of cool to see that he actually agreed mostly with what this car is in the game. And also recently, again, I was talking about Dirk Shooter earlier in the video, but he had the whole front end lift over coming up Radion at Spa during practice for Super Cup last week, and he posted that on Instagram as well, and everyone's just like, that's exactly what happens on iRacing, like we always thought, oh, maybe this is a bit unrealistic or whatever, the way the front end would bounce and lift, and happened to him in the Cup car. So I think they've got this car pretty good, which is, full credit to them, I'm sure it was probably a big project for them, considering the iRacing's involvement with Porsche and particularly the Super Cup, the Esports Super Cup that's running now. They would want to get it right, and they seem to have, so pretty cool. So guys, we are into the next race. This is a fixed setup. The temperatures are very, very similar. So it's just the case that the setup it has a bit more push, what we are just talking about, a bit more push on acceleration. So just need to be a tiny bit more patient with dealing with that understeer. But they're quite similar this week, which is interesting. Normally there's a bit more difference between fixed and open conditions. In that case, expect to see me in your mirror soon. Let's go. Fantastic, mate. No, I think this is a car everyone should give a go. I think the series is great. It's full of the normal chaos that sim racing has, but I think it produces really good racing. And it's just a lot of fun to jump into. The schedule is usually really good in terms of the tracks. It often does follow, and I'm a little bit surprised we don't have some of them, but it usually follows quite closely some of the real world series. So obviously, you guys, last week the Porsche Cup was at Spa because the Porsche Super Cup was at Spa. We've had times where it's gone to the Red Bull Ring, where it's gone to you know, different Grand Prix circuits and things, and it's all completely based on where the German Porsche Cup Series goes, where Super Cup goes. So I'm a little bit surprised that this week or next week isn't Hungaroring, because they're going to be there this weekend with Formula One. Hungaroring would be amazing in this car, actually. I do like Hungaroring. I know a lot of people don't. Passing, you gotta get the exit right. Thank you. Yeah, watch Dirk's point of view at Spa. Yeah, he's good for this car. You know, like showing it off a bit. It's quite good when I find myself watching the German Porsche Cup Series. I find myself cheering for him, so because you know who he is. I'm starting to learn some of the drivers. Because yeah, pretty much a lot of the Porsche series around the world, they're all just on YouTube. If you want to watch the races and stuff, they're all 30 minutes plus one lap, so they're actually really easy to sit down and watch. Good commentary, good racing. The only one I can't watch, which is actually quite annoying, is the Australian one, because it's all linked in with the Australian Supercars Championship broadcasts, which I have access to, but it's sort of struggling to find the time to watch them at times. And they're quite buried in the coverage, so you basically have to watch them live. But yeah, young Marco Giltrap's racing a bunch of those series this year. I've actually raced with him in iRacing. He joined the stream once actually as well, which is cool. So it's been fun to watch him. He also does the Asia Championship as well. It's hardly different, eh? It's honestly hardly different, these two series. It's super weird. I'll do a few more cold tyre laps so I don't have the same problem as race one. Kia's here, hello. How are we going, guys? Flesh X, hello. A few gnarly crashes lap one last race. Yeah, it was actually. Were you in that race? Were you in that one? Yeah, no, it was quite tricky actually. I'm not gonna lie. We have been quite good at avoiding them so far. Touch wood and all that. Yeah, okay? Yeah. Just barely avoided them. Yeah, no, it's been a bit typical. Tuesday was a bit the same. So yeah. Oh, make it okay. Nice. Started 2 places in front of you. Yeah, okay. You were closer to the action. Nice to have you in the chat, mate. That's yeah. Did you then see my silly half spin in lap 2? That was super annoying. There's a Summer. Summer was in the race as well. Hey mate, I know you were right behind me, weren't you? I've done that a few times in practice. I hadn't done it in a race yet, so just a little bit eager on lap 2 and the colder tyres. But yeah, I saw you managed to get up like P12 at the end or something. So. Hey Dave, yeah, well we managed to salvage some safety rating in that last one, so we were a little bit further away from B license. Just got to stop the off tracks. It's all off tracks. I lost obviously I dropped below 2.0 in the last stream, so you lose an extra chunk when you drop below. But yeah, I lost like 1.1 safety rating last stream, and it was all on all on off tracks. I think I got 1 4x in the 4 races that I did, and was just pushing and just picking up little off tracks everywhere. It was so painful. And this track seems pretty brutal on safety rating. I think there was one race I got like a 6x and lost like 0.1 or something, you know? It's just like... No, sorry, the first race I did was like four incident points, and it was, yeah, nearly 0.1 safety rating loss or something. Not fun. I didn't have much choice. If I wasn't pushing that hard, I wouldn't have been able to keep up. So it's a catch-22, right? So got a few weeks to stay above 2. Yeah. No, I just don't want to. Yeah, I just don't want to drop below 1 and lose it. Be a bit embarrassing showing up to the one of the regional finals races with a B license. You know, just doesn't feel right. And there was actually talks with the PESC regionals, because it's the rules that apply to the finals, but not the regional finals, as I think they were supposed to put it in the wording and they didn't, was that you had to have an A license to race the championship rounds. So in the end, they allowed it to just be C license because they actually hadn't worded it properly for regionals. But I think their intention was that you had to have an A license to actually race regional finals as well. So obviously if I lose an A license and that rule applied, I wouldn't then be able to race PESC, you know, so it would have been quite a problem. But we're doing our best to avoid that. That's the one, so... Yeah, I feel like the off-tracks are pretty brutal in this game, and they're also a bit brutal, like the incident points in general are a bit brutal overall. You know, to lose a whole bunch of safety rating, but be, you know, essentially like not even halfway to a drive-through in the race doesn't seem right. I feel like you should maybe be more brutal for the drive-through, and then it makes more sense that you're losing safety rating for it, you know, like. But no perfect system. Just got to stop going off track. It's all you lose, yeah. No, you're right. That's it. In terms of races, you only lose IMSA. Everything else is fine. Even the special events, right? They're all C license. Even the endurance IMSA is B license. So yeah, it's literally IMSA dailies, which half the times IMSA daily races is why you lost your A license to start with. That's decent. I need to learn the braking again after GT3, Jack. Yeah, it's it's so different, isn't it? Yikes. And I feel like this track, it's even, I don't know, it's like the peak pressure's even lower than normal, because it's all kind of longer flowing corners, so it's like doesn't like any sort of proper peak pressure. Yeah, I was about to say, keep it clean, easy, yeah. LMP2 is wicked fun in the IMSA series. Yeah, LMP2 is actually a really good car. I just wish there was, like, it'd be great if there were just a few more entries, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like with LMP2 having only 12 cars on a race start, it's almost like not enough. It's like I don't know. It's a hard one, because there's some tracks where they go to that you wouldn't want to have like 80 cars on. But I feel like it would be good if the LMP2 grid was like 20. Yeah, no, exactly. It's like the prototype guys tend to, but even the prototype guys, right? They only race with 12 as well. So they need to get the new LMP2, a more modern version, and then do an ELMS type series, and put like 25 LMP2s on, and then GT3. And I guess you could run LMP3s as well, you know, or just make it LMP2. Oh, look, it's race time. Look at that. Yeah, I kind of feel like because even when IMSA goes to say like Long Beach, or where they recently, Canadian Motorsport Park, you know, so the IMSA series goes to these tracks, but they don't run full series, if that makes sense. So like Detroit and Long Beach were just Hypercar and Pro GT3, and then Canadian Motorsport Park was just LMP2 and then the full GT3 field, you know. So but then when IMSA goes to these tracks in iRacing, they don't change the field, they just put everyone on. So like Long Beach and Detroit are just a shambles because you've put too many cars on track and a class that doesn't race there normally, and it's kind of like there's a reason they don't race there normally, like so yeah, part of me feels like if you're gonna, yeah, sure, yeah, IMSA maybe 1 week is just LMP2 and GT3, and it would kind of make it more of an interesting week because it does exclude a class or something, and would probably make the racing at those tracks more desirable and less, because I think you probably race it, you know, you probably race Detroit one time and go never again, you know. That's my take on, like, I don't own Long Beach, I don't own Detroit, I don't think I would race those tracks because it sort of feels like you do it once and be like, this is terrible. So if they made it more specifically like the actual real world IMSA series, I think they would add a little bit of more interest to those tracks. People would want to race, and the racing would probably be better, make a bit more sense, and better overall, essentially. So, food for thought. Yeah, so unless Stellara do an updated LMP2 based, or because LMS one, yeah, that is the correct one. Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be good to hear Orica. I partly feel like iRacing a few years ago went, they went, there's a new LMP2 coming, we'll probably wait. And then it got pushed back and got pushed back again. Because I think, is Stellara going to be a provider for the new LMP2? I feel like they are. There were two. I know Orica are. And there will be one other sanctioned one. Can't remember if it was Stellara or someone else. But yeah, in theory, that was supposed to be out 27, and they pushed it back to 28, and now it's been pushed back to 29. So it's kind of like where 2 years ago or a year ago, it would have made sense to try and get the latest version into game. It'll have it would have had a 3-year life cycle. At the time, they only thought it would only be 12 months away. And now it's 3 years away, you know, so a bit of a shame, really. Fear that they don't want to maybe spend all that time just to have a car that doesn't exist for very long, but oh, Legia, yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah, I think if they want to do IMSA well in the future, particularly once the new regulations come out, you know, obviously a lot of crossover between week and stuff, they're really going to have to get the LMP2 up to scratch. Because it sort of feels like the longer that drags out, the more irrelevant iRacing, you know, IMSA, that sort of WEC style racing makes. Apart from the special events, because they're really big numbers, you know, Le Mans Ultimate will have this space to go, well, we do it properly, you know, especially if they've got the American tracks and all that sort of stuff. They'll start to dominate that particular series. Unless no one likes their Joker card system. Which is a weird one. What do you guys think about that? LMU's new Joker cards allows you to make results of a particular event. Was it three events? I assume it's like a week? In a week? I'm not sure. A month? Seems odd. Seems like a really odd choice from them. Okay, so it's all 15, so it's a similar gig to last time. Osama's here. I think Jack's here. Jack's here. Let's have a decent qualifying. Let's see what we come up with. 41 degrees. So it's much hotter than qualifying was last time out. Our 10K drivers are not here, so that will be helpful. Just a little bit. Forgot about that push understeer there. Let's back out of it a little bit. Justin Bounds. Right, not the best lap, but it's on the board. That was far from a good turn one. Just got to remember to be a bit more patient everywhere in this car, in this setup. 1.2 seconds. Speedy guys here. Too wide. That's not good. This will not be an improvement. Yeah. Not ideal. That's far from my best.
There's the flag. It's over.
Yeah, that's far from my best. Let's have a look. Yeah, 47.0. That's just nowhere near. Look. That's not... Jack 46.7. Is still on a second lap? No, most people have done 2. Yeah, Jack did a 46.7 and he's 9th. That wasn't great. That wasn't great, so... Yeah, in terms of IMSA and WEC is getting popularity year on year, so it's definitely a good move to sort it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, mate. It's yeah, it needs to. So yeah, you think it's a stupid idea, that Joker system, encouraging bad driving. I think it's two sides to it, right? Like if you are a clean driver and someone takes you out or you get caught in a mess, you sort of I feel like it's trying to do that. It's trying to help good people who get taken out not be so, not so bad or whatever. But I think it will do the opposite. It'll mean people will kind of go, oh, I'll just go for a move that doesn't exist, or I'll just like, not in a protestable way, but just sort of force someone out of the way, try a bunch of stuff, who cares about it? I'll just joke card it after. And I think it feels like it's trying to mask, it's trying to make it feel less of a problem, the problems the game has in terms of its safety rating and stuff. Like, it'd be exactly the same if they did things here, right? Like, if they had a Joker card system, you'd probably go, oh, it's not that bad. Because the ones that are bad, you just go, oh, I'll just Joker card it. And you don't protest, you don't put in reports, you don't do anything like that. And the consequence is gone. For yourself, so you don't feel it's that bad. But obviously the problem is still there. People are still driving poorly, doing silly things, going for moves that don't exist. The punishment's just no longer there. And the normal player doesn't feel like it hurts them as much, so they don't feel like it's as much of a problem, rather than actually going out and dealing with the problem. That's sort of my take on it. So yeah, guys, I wish I was a 10th and a half faster. Literally 2/10 here would put me 12th. That's a bit silly. My fault, obviously. Bad qualifying. So we're going to start 19th. Bit of work to do. Jack's got a much better time. He's starting 11th. Osama didn't get a lap in, but yeah, good luck, guys. Those who were in this race. See if Mika's there from before. Doesn't seem to be. Let's see how we get on. So that is very tight qualifying. Yep. That is very tight qualifying. Yeah. Should have done a better job, but that's okay. Yes, don't die. Yep. Don't die. Rule number 1. Touch wood. We've been pretty good at that recently. And let's gain some more safety rating. Couple of high I-rated drivers in front of us here, so let's see if they can sort of carve through the field, and we might be able to follow them a little bit. More opportunities to work on the overtaking. Yeah, you're certainly right, Justin. You're certainly right. Very hard to overtake around here, though.
Green flag, green flag.
Starts have been decent recently, not gonna lie.
Car on your left.
Through the middle! Oh, spin up!
Car on your left.
Oh, more spinning, more spinning.
Clear on the left. Car on your left. Clear on the left.
Jack's being hit. I've got damage. How did I miss that?
Left side.
I'm sure I've got damage.
Clear on the left.
What is going on? Jack, I'm sorry to see that, mate. I am sorry to see that. Oh my goodness. How did we get through that one? Wow. Yeah, I got a 4X though. Darn it. I'm a bit shell-shocked, guys. I'm a bit shell-shocked. There's like 8 cars with meatballs. And I think we drove past all of them. Oops, understeer. I think I set the wall. Got further than we did last time. I almost lost it again. I'm sure I've got a bit of rear end damage here, so we have to be a little bit more cautious. Oh yeah, that's not good. That didn't work, did it? Yeah, looking forward to watching that replay back though. That's my goodness. There's a bit of carnage there. Let's work out what car I've got underneath me here and see if we can push on a little bit. I thought this guy's got a fair bit of front damage or something. Kind of before. Seems a lot slower than he should be. Kingston. Sorry guys, I'm definitely concentrating a bit here. It's a bit hot. I'm gonna try to get one of these exits right. That's not the one. Oh. How do we go? Go car, go car. Yes. Whew. Right, hold on to it now. Right, need a tidy lap here. Get away from the car behind. Try to catch these guys in front. Oh, it's a Sama in front. Here we go. A decent 0.7 in the car behind. And we're just over halfway in the race. Thanks for the nice moves there. That one felt really good actually. That felt like a really well constructed pass. I enjoy that. That's what I love about sim racing right there. And you just sort of line it up and you fight the guy nice and hard, nice and fair. He gave me space, I gave him space. That was good fun. It was really good fun. It's funny because, you know, you sometimes have periods where, you know, you don't get through the first lap and you don't get through the... You know, you come across bad drivers, you come across people who just want to dive and stuff. And then you have a race like that and a moment like that and you're like, yeah, this is alright. This is a good hobby. I can stay here. It just makes all those other ones not matter so much. Right, can't let him back into it though. Hello, Neil. Yeah, well, yeah, it's a bit of a... We're just trying to be a little bit more cautious with our driving tonight. We never farm SR. We don't farm SR here, we just try and drive cleaner. Drive at 99% rather than 101. We've had to miss our fair share of Garama so far. This is an awkward place to do it. Alright, that was a bit of a worry actually. Bit of a mistake from the guy behind, so there's a bit of breathing room now. Completely eyes forward. What have we got? 3 laps left. little bit hot into there. Some are going to go here. Have a look. White flag next time around. It's a big move. Not quite in the battle here. Door banging, but he got it done. I needed a few more cleaner laps in the middle of the race there. Not gonna be enough time. Oh well, that was an interesting one. We, apart from the 4x we got at the start, we did manage to avoid off tracks. So another, we'll see if that's actually positive safety rating, won't we? Oh, look at the damage on the rear. That could have been a lot better, couldn't it? Kind of for train sim, yeah. It is very hard to pass here. You know, I for whatever reason, and I need to like. Where's the rear chase? Oops, not far chase, rear chase. It's not showing any damage, but for whatever reason, I had pace on this guy. Maybe had some wheel damage or something like that, but yeah, that was a proper pace advantage, and it needed that to actually get anything done, right? So apart from that, it is a case of if no mistakes, it's not really possible to get by anyone. So, let's have a look, everyone. Let us have a look. Another decent start. That was super helpful. Inside for turn 1. Managed to find the gap in the middle here. Spinner there. Got around. That was slow. So number 4 gets back by us here. He then gives us space, which I wasn't ready for. And then, yeah, this big crash here. Oh, yeah, that's just luck. This isn't even good, guys. This is just pure luck. We just drive through this guy. Without any damage, you know? Like, I could, honestly, you know, with here, this guy obviously runs the back of me. But, yeah, realistically, there wasn't anywhere else I could go. Unless I was just lucky because I got hit, the predicted path had me missing this car. You know what I mean? That's all I can think of there. Is that it had me missing him. And then because of the hit, I don't know. That's just pure luck. Jack, you're looking a bit sorry there, mate. What's happening here? Oh, are you the culprit? 2-1's your fault. Oh no. Oh yeah, break yourself. Yeah, that's a funny gap, eh? Oh. Oh, Jack. Oh dear. That's not your best moment, mate. A reverse netcode. Yeah, backwards, eh, mate? Yeah, a bit of a reverse netcode. And then there's that guy he's just had a bit of a slide on the outside there, didn't he? Just tried to go, all right, little touch, slide. And then, yeah, couldn't gather it up. Round he goes. Ooh, yeah, gets collected as well. This is a nightmare race, isn't it? Bang. Just listen. Just listen. Just drives into him. Yeah, so I think there was about 8 meatballs in that first lap. I'm not entirely sure how that one was going to go. Yeah, but we just sort of, well, we almost get through this perfectly well. I think if I didn't get nudged, I was crashing into that guy. You know, I'm just really reluctant in those situations to make a big move, because if there is someone next to you, you just cause a bigger crash than what's happening here. Like, this guy's next to me, and I can only imagine that someone was like a half expected 23 here to be following 4. So you see this, and you don't think, oh, I can just move, because all I'm going to feel like I'm going to do is just take either 4 out or 23 here. And so it's just brake and be safe. And I was just so lucky that we managed to get away with that, pretty much. Osama just cruises on by here. How's it from his perspective? Because I think Osama, he didn't quite set a qualifying lap, so he was just a few rows back. And watching it from back here, like, yeah, I think this is what we talked about on Tuesday, right? Like, you get an opportunity to just be a bit more cautious and find your way through it. Which, well, he almost does. Gets car 20. Sees that one happen. And then obviously more incident up here, and this one's probably played out a bit by that point. Yep, bit of a lift. Pick your line. Through you go. Still enough overspeed to get by me down the straight here. And massive cap to everyone else. So this makes sense why the car felt a little bit more nervous on the back. So yeah. What happened to Jack later on? Jack, what happened to you later on, mate? You see, it was a bit of karma. Is this? Did you find? Oops. Yeah, because I guess at this point you got no damage, right? I almost think Porsche Cup is safer in the back. Yeah, it can be. Certainly at some tracks it can be. Oh yeah, so you get him and I drive through him. Riddle me that. Ouch. Ouch. Well, we can save that one. There's a bit of content in that one. Goodness me, guys. Goodness me. So yeah, 11th on the line, I'm pretty sure there. We have gained 28 iRating. And we have gained a tiny, tiny bit of safety rating. That's almost disappointing because the 4X was that contact. The rest of the race, no off tracks, which it is the key, isn't it? It really is the key. Yeah, look at a guy in front here, an 8X. He's very close to losing A. There's a few people here actually. And what's our best lap in that one? It's 47-1, 141 championship points. I don't know if that's better or not. 45-7 for the leaders. Yes, these guys that got away definitely were a bit of a cut above. 46-0. Pretty decent. Cheers, Charlie. Yes, Discord guys, if you have not already, and you'd like to join the Discord. I think I still need to actually update that link. So if anyone would like a link, let me know and I can post a proper one. Or the one in the description might work. Someone said it was invalid last time. I think I need to tweak something in the settings. As always. Jack 8x in 2 corners. Yeah, it happens though. It happens sometimes. Is this open? No, this is fixed. Open. Where is it? Fixed. There it is. 12 minutes. Cool. Come on, iRacing. 12 weeks and 3 quarters. Drive through by the end of lap 1. That's when you know you're going well. I think I've had a 12x on lap 1 of a Bathurst race. But still in the race, like it was all just little avoidance contacts. Yeah, that was a tough race. All right, guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to go to the toilet and jump into some practice for this last race. Be back. Right, we're back. Backwards. Just at a Brickyard 400 last night in Oval. Only 9 cars to 35 finished the race. Yes, NASCAR Oval. Yeah, when they do crashes, when they wreck very well. Very, very well. Yeah, I've done 4 oval races, and the last one, 3 of them I survived and got like podiums. This is in rookies and just out of rookies D license. And the 4th one I ended up on my roof, which is the first time I'd ever rolled a car in sim racing. I was like, okay, here we go. We are definitely on an oval. Definitely on an oval. In fact, here's a question for everyone, because I know some people have a knack for it. How many people here have rolled a car in game? Who's rolled a car in game? Bonus points if you've rolled a car in real life, but who's had a rollover in iRacing or a sim? Because yeah, honestly, I've managed to avoid it. Apart from on ovals, which I think says more about oval racing. Well, so I see your comment there. It's easy to get X's at Bathurst. In a way, it's actually quite easy not to get X's. If you don't crash into anyone, and you can just keep it out of the wall, there's no off-tracks to be had, basically. I find Bathurst, if you qualify well enough, it's actually really good for safety rating. You've rolled this Porsche Cup multiple times. Love that. Had one at Spa last week. Okay. Bouncer boy top of Radley on. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's that. And then when it gets wrong after that, it gets properly wrong, doesn't it? I did get onto a proper lap here. Guy behind me is going right. What's this? Let him by, actually. Easy to have hit the curves at Monza in the chicane. That's fair. Yeah, it might be a bit harder now. We have Monza at the end of the season in Porsche Cup. And I'm actually looking forward to it this time, because the last time I drove Monza was in P Cup. And I did a video about it, because I honestly avoid Monza normally. I don't like that circuit. It's just one of those places that's hard to get along with, and it's always chaos. You know, it's like people that drive there, it's a bit like Spa and Nürburgring and places like, people that drive there, they drive there all the time, and they're very, very, very good at it. But it was just about the time I was starting to work out the Cup car, so I actually managed to get some speed and get some really nice results there. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be a different story there when I go back next time. I think I was only about 200 iRacing at the time, so yeah, like qualified top 2 and finished top 2 and stuff. They were fun races though. Couldn't get away because of the slipstream. You could not get away, so constantly in battle. hello. You can't drive me off the road, buddy.
You're on the left.
He's gone. Felt like I was being respectful in that one. I'm not sure why he wanted to
Flat for you.
run into the side of me for overtaking me. Right, not too long before our last race of the evening tonight. Slightly shorter stream, but hopefully we can continue our small trend here of some safety rating. On top of not losing any iRacing so far tonight, actually. Overall, at least. It's a bit of a miracle. Still can't get over how I managed to drive through that car. I was super, super lucky there. Some sim racing favour on me tonight, it seems. Yeah, make a sacrifice to the net codes. Yeah, I'm not. You're completely right there. It's funny because obviously netcode normally is quite the negative, right? But in that case, it certainly went in my favour. Now it's too late on the brakes. Oh, well, that was quite a good lap until that point. Happy with that. Grooves are still there. Jack's gone 4/10. What's Jack's done? 46.3, yeah. Righto. Feeling alright. Should be any moment now on the... wherever it is. Yeah, it's funny, I noticed the this is my trading paints for esports Super Cup, and it's obviously got all the decals on it, on the livery, but I noticed the decal layer doesn't seem to be on the car during the races at the moment. So I'm assuming that's a feature of the dailies where certain decal masks or something don't show up in those daily races. Could be wrong. But yeah, it just seems that in the race replays, it's not showing all of those, which is fine. Yeah, good luck to you, Jack. Better luck to you on that one, mate. Yeah, for NASCAR, I really need to try the SVG tricks with the clutch and use the right foot braking. Yes. Yeah, I wonder if that works in sim too. Surely it does. Yeah, I've been starting to look at some pedal options. Starting to think about some pedals I can put a clutch on. I technically could do it with the P1000s here, but just sort of seeing if there's any other options that might be a little bit more tunability. There's some new pedals that are out that I've been following along a little bit on the Kanoda race team guys have built them. Purple Race Labs. I'm sure you guys might have seen them. They look pretty good. But yeah, I've been thinking about getting clutch. Starting to think about doing some V8 supercar stuff at some point. Particularly when I'm back in NZ, I think finding a good supercars league or something, but actually committing to the clutch and the sequential and heel toe and things like that, because it looks very difficult. Yeah. Yeah, if the championship is a league, you treat it as such, then different paints and training paints. Yeah, I think that's essentially what it is. It has those masks, but yeah, it's obviously still showing in the practice servers and things as well, right? So, and I'm pretty sure the other day I had someone with theirs on, but yeah, doesn't matter too much. You know, I feel a little bit funny driving with the PESC finals decals on the car in a normal daily, because it's like still so many people much better than me, you know. Yeah, where are we? Okay, so a door cut 12 for this one. Might be a bit more of a chance. I've got to get this next quali right. Might have a bit of a chance here. We'll see. I have a friend in Australia that's in Supercar League and it seems to be good. Yeah, he keeps trying to get me to join, but I barely can do a lap in the car. Yeah, I've done a couple of laps in the Supercar and it's without a doubt the most difficult car I've driven so far in Sim. It just feels like the way you have to ramp up to full throttle is just, you have to be so delicate on it. And it makes sense. It's a small tire car. It's a high horsepower, low downforce. Like it's a brute of a car. So car real high again. But I love the thought, because I grew up watching supercars and all the footwork, you know, when Shane went to NASCAR and everyone was like, well, what's this heel toe thing? It was like, come on. We know what the heel toe is here. All the supercars guys can do it. So yeah, it was sort of funny in that regard. But yeah, I would love to, you know, seeming it is in this sim, you know, it's not been in sims I've done before. I would love to. I would absolutely love to get a handle on it. Do this Bathurst 1000 special event, you know, with a teammate at some point. Just to survive it, if anything. But yeah, for me, sim racing's always been about trying to just get a sense of what driving a race car's like, you know. Because I love the real world motorsport and all of those real world moments that I've seen. I would just love to get a sense and experience of what that could be like, you know. So yeah, for me, supercars is certainly one of those cars. But I'd have to go the whole way, you know, shifter, wheel, clutch, as close as I can to the actual thing. Okay, I really would like to get this qualifying lap right, actually. Let's see what we can do. be a start.
Green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
It is, yeah, lock diff as well, yeah. Yeah, so much about it is tricky. Just shows how easy a GT3 car is to drive.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
Oh. Darn it. Terrible last few corners there.
1 more lap.
Terrible first corner. That's not how we want to do this. For goodness sake.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
So much better. So 10th and a half I gave away in that
There's the
second
flag.
lap
It's over.
at the start. Oh, it's only 13th. 14th. Oh man. Just not getting it right. 14th, yeah. Just quickly throw setup in. Yeah. Okay. Invite is invalid, by the way, in the Discord. Cool. Thanks you. And yeah, I need to change that setting about keeping it always valid or something. It's just, yeah, I just got that one wrong. I shall sort that out. Yeah, it's also good to see you, by the way. Yes. We need to, we haven't done the multi-class pace car stats just yet. And actually I won't have time to do it tonight, unfortunately. But yeah, should give that a go at some point. Yeah, it just feels like it could be fun to try it, but then also chaotic race. And my safety rating's not great at the moment because it's like a rookie class or something. So it could just be a completely problematic series to try. But have you tried them yet, by the way? Are they any good? Any other Enduros lined up? Yeah, I'm not too sure yet, Walter. Suzuka 1000 for sure, but that's like end of the season, and I should be able to get a couple of more NEC races, and I do want to try one in the Porsche Cup as well. So we'll have to see. Oh, Jack, right there, mate. What did we need for a top 10? Yeah, 3/10. Yeah, I didn't have 3/10 today. My optimum would have put me 2 spots up, but yeah, there's something I'm not quite. To be fair, I'm about in line with where I am, right? So yeah, quality hasn't quite been there. Okay, they're good now. Yeah, nice. I actually won my split in GT3s. Nice. Is it just safety rating? I heard someone say it's just a safety rating that's on the line, or is the iRating part of that as well? Is it fully official, or is it just SR? Yeah, I really hope it. Because do you think they'll run that? I guess they'll run the guess what? They'll start running those starts soon if they're working. Yeah, no iRating change. Okay. So I just have to be clean. Yeah, the SR's in a bit of a spot at the moment. Yes, definitely got fuel. SR is in a bit of a state, so I'm a bit worried about it. Yeah, it's harsh too as it's a rookie race, so yeah, you lose heavy if you get a few too many's. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's that Watkins scheme, right? So I'm really struggling with, like, we lost like 1.1 safety rating on Tuesday in 4 races, dipping below 2.0, but it was all off tracks, and it was just pushing, trying to keep pace with these guys, 'cause it's stupid fast, and just picking up 6, 7, 8 off tracks, and it just completely dumped me. So yeah, one enduro, you're back to 4.99. Exactly. I just haven't had this. I just haven't had the enduros recently. Which is the problem. You know, missing the NEC rounds, missed the 24, the Spa 24. So I think during the year it's fine the way I'm driving and still looking for those limits. It's just I haven't had those top ups. And yeah, I really don't want to go into A license because I got to get to 4.0 to get it back. So anyway, final race of the evening. Let's hope we keep it clean.
Green, green, green.
Kind of know where to go.
All right. Clear. Now on your left. Clear on the left.
Oh, we survived another one. We survived another one. My goodness. Yeah, big move from that guy on the outside, and that just didn't work, did it?
Okay, certainly in the battle this one now though. Oh, that's a bit of a rough move for Jack there. Oh, it's a move.
Car right. Clear. Car right. Clear on the right.
Oh, he slowed up a lot.
Clear on the left.
Slowed up a lot in the middle of the corner there. Crashing in front. What's the rejoin? Oh, this is pretty good fun, guys. Very intense. As you can probably tell by my lack of chat. was a bit slow through there. The guy behind me got me. Too really turning into that corner. I need an exit. I need a turn one exit. That's not it. That is not it. Slide. Bit of patience. Alright, just settle it down. It's quite a slide as well. I don't want to do that too many times. Oh, goodness. Oh, he's lucky he didn't roll back. Damn, it was so much time. Oh, Jack's going to get a... Ooh. Yep. I'm glad he held the brakes there. He could have easily rolled back into the racing line. Did a decent job. Jack's got his hand full now. He must have lifted quite a bit for that. Don't make a mess of it. This could spice things up for the rest of the race. Bring some of those gaps down a little bit. Mistake from the guy in front. Another one. That run out of turn 1. Did a decent job. He sort of awkwardly slowed up. Couldn't really get to the apex like I wanted. It's a bit deep. Got an off track as well. Oh, that was too deep. No. Just let it go. Bradley. Oh. Man, the guy had his chance. Immediately blew it. Okay, run away again. Run away again. That was really messy. Alright, those guys fight, please. We can just get back to doing what I'm doing here. 4 to go. Four to go. But thank you very much, guys, for choosing to spend some time with me this evening. Hope you guys are enjoying the racing. We're trying very hard here to hold on to this 11th place. And currently a 1x race, which would be nice, but I shouldn't have even said that. Back marker here. Oh, awkward spot. Awkward spot. I feel bad about this, but wasn't enough. Traffic give, traffic take. Is that right? Fair enough. That's right. Oh, 2x. Must have got an off track for jumping the curb there. Ooh. Last lap next time round, I think. Right, we're in P12. Let's just hold on to it. 2x. Moriwi, hello. Good evening, sir. Hope you're well. Good to see you. Oh, slide from the guy behind. Okay. That's the pressure off. Let's bring this home. More drama behind by the looks of it. Okay, fastest lap for me on the last lap too. We'll take it. Jack had a nice run, P9. He had a he'd actually a much simpler run than we did actually. But 2x. Up 2 spots. Could be worse. Could be better. Marie, I'm going well, mate. I'm going well. We are it's starting our school holidays now. So full-time dad mode. And that's fun. That's fun. It's but a bit full on. And yeah. Not gonna lie, it's pretty decent. So yeah, I'm just enjoying some streaming and being back from holiday. I don't think I saw you on Tuesday. I can't remember. Great 2 weeks in Italy. It was fantastic. So yeah, feeling refreshed and feeling good. So, but yeah, I hope you're doing well, mate. Really do. That was eventful, Jack said. Well, I literally just said it was a bit simpler for you than me, mate. A nice move. To get past car 20, and then it seemed a bit more straightforward from you. Did you add that? Was it the back marker or a spun car? What was the spun car? Oh, car 8, that's right. Where did car 4 finish? We've been up a few spots, I'm pretty sure. What was the wildest moment for you, mate? Which lap was that? So question, I'm new to iRacing. I've managed to get to B license. Cool. And I earning about 1,500. Nice. So good to be in the positives. In your opinion, what should I focus on? Been racing the M2 stuff, and now I'm debating what's next. Yeah, so I think iRacing's got some really good stuff. I think the reality is, in C license, Porsche Cup is probably the most driven series. And then after that, it's probably your GT3 stuff, either in GT3 or obviously IMSA when you get your A license. But I'm not going to lie, the GT3 tracks this season aren't amazing. And it seems like for me, when I look at all the calendars, Porsche Cup seems to be the place that I want to be the most. I also really love this car, so I'm a bit biased towards it. But honestly, there's no right or wrong answer to that, you know? Yeah, there's honestly no right or wrong answer. I'd just say, just try some stuff now, and see what you enjoy, and keep diversifying. If there's one bit of advice I can say, I've spent a lot of time in this car in the last 6 months. I've enjoyed the progress of it, but I am now too higher iRacing for other series to be competitive. So something I sort of, in a way, I wish I'd done was continue to drive a bunch of other series to sort of keep leveling myself out. I've sort of made this big gain in one car, and now when I go to GT3, I am outmatched everywhere. So, yeah. I think that your license, for me, licensing isn't a focus. It's a product of you driving safe. So, you know, unless you're desperate to do IMSA, I wouldn't be concerned. Like, it will come. Like, you'll get it eventually. You know, even if you don't really gain any more SR, at the end of the season, you'll get a promotion, right? Because you're above 3.0. So sometimes I'm in a phase where I'm trying to push pace and I'm getting off tracks and I'm losing safety rating, not through crashing, just through trying to find the limits on track. And as a result, I'm now having to be a bit more safe and a bit more cautious. But I think realistically, if you are a safe driver, safety rating will just come naturally, you know. So I wouldn't focus on safety rating and like start from the back and try and stay out of the races. Like, stay in the races and keep practicing and trying. You know, even tonight I'm focused on safety rating. I'm driving at 99%, not 101%, but I'm still qualifying. I'm still in the race, you know, because I trust myself to be a safe driver, and just got to be more mindful of the off tracks and stuff. So I wouldn't, that would be my take on licensing in general, is, you know, always race, always qualify, and just, if you're safe, the safety rating will just come, I think. So, yeah. Yes, that's true. That's true, Walter. So in B license, you will have to have done 4 B license races and have that 3.0 or above safety rating at the end of the season to get a license in the promotion. But yeah, if you're like 3.5 to 3.9, then, and you are 1500 I rating, right? So you have been gaining I rating since you started. So I'd say just keep driving, keep racing, try a bunch of stuff. You know, you might really love GT4. You know, you might love prototypes in the end. You might try the LMP3, for example, or the LMP2. And, you know, B license has the standalone LMP2 series or something like that. You know, so many good ones. But yeah, Porsche Cup and GT3 are your most popular, and there'll always be good races on, I would say. So yeah, already got the MRP. Cool. Yeah. So you've obviously been dabbling in all sorts, right? So I don't know, man. Just drive what you enjoy. And, you know, for me, Porsche Cup, I love the Cup car. I love its popular series, so the racing's close. I love that when the track's super popular, I'm not split one. That's like a godsend most of the time. And it's the same with GT3s. You know, it's always popular. There's always lots of people to race and drive and stuff and things like that. So yeah, I focus on consistency in your lap time. I've gained the most while racing safe, and rather than giving up 1 or 2 places, going for a defensive while likely go for a crash. Yeah, no, you're 100% right there. Consistency, you don't have to fight everything. Once you get to like, once I started getting over 2,500 I rating, like, there was no easy or slow races. Like, there were a few races where if you have the mentality of like, oh, they're a bit aggressive, I'll give it up, there's like 4 people who will do exactly the same thing to you, and so you just drop like a stone. So there was a point I had to get my elbows out and learn that you can still do it well, but being defensive and knowing how to defend well eventually just actually makes it more safe, because you get passed by one person, then the next, and every time you get past there's a chance of an accident. And yeah, there's a point I had to get my elbows out. I was being too nice at some point. So Jack, I completely missed your moment here. Let's have a look. It must be this one. This must be this moment here. Oh, and actually, yeah, we need to look at the start, don't we? I think this is Jack's double overtake here. And then the chicane at lap 1. So we'll have a look at that, and then we'll check some results. And then that will be us for the night. Andre, hello from Brazil. Hello, mate. Welcome, welcome. How's Brazil today? How is Brazil today? Brazil must be a fun country around World Cup time. I'm not a football fan, so I can't remember it at all. That's a solid move there, Jack. Nice and forced. And let's have a look at that 1. Here we go. Here's my perspective here. We had good jumps there. Yeah, I gave you way too much space at turn 1. Yeah, I saw this in front and I was like, yeah, a little bit worried. Of course, the guy behind, this is the guy. He's door 3 in the end, goodness. He makes a big outside move here. So I was worried, yeah, it's going to be a 3 wide here, right? Like, crazy. And then they lock, bang. Whoa. Goodness me. That was, that's a big move, Jack. I'm just going to go. What were you thinking here, mate? What was the thought in your head? I do not think I would do this. This guy just bails. He just bails out. And then oh, look a space. Yes, in the end you were the only one on the road. Oh, look a space. I like that. Because yeah, I'm looking at this going, I don't want a single thing to do with it. I want a single thing to do with it. I think I brake early to anticipate you guys being crazy slow. Car 3 right around the outside, makes contact there. He was never making that corner as well, was he? And then yeah, we just sneaked by. Glad I kept out. I'm glad I kept out of it because it actually meant I didn't crash. But yeah, I think this guy, where does he brake? So normally with this corner, where are we? You'd brake like just before the 400. So I'm already braking. So you know, I'm already on the brakes here. Oh no, he's about right. He just fires in. And then he was going to make it 3 wide. So 15, this was just never going to work, was it? How close were we here? Not too bad in the end. I just slowed up enough to not be involved with it. It would have been very hard to turn enough if I was firing in here, so. Just another one of being slightly cautious and getting away with it. We've dodged so many bullets this week already. Like, I think every single race we've dodged a bullet. And in fact, there was one more. I want to see where it was. Oh, yeah, there it was there, apparently. I assume he does this by himself then. Yeah. Oh, that's an awkward one. And then does he get hit? No. He just gives up. That's a shame. And you must... Okay, so you get held up quite a bit here then, Jack. You're just on the brakes. Yeah. And of course... Yeah, I slowed up a bit. I was expecting him to roll, but he didn't. And then... Number 20. He takes his moment. And later on, he gets held up by a back marker, and I get a run on him too. So I feel like it's a bit of a... He sort of took his opportunity, and then it got given back, you know, give and take in traffic, essentially. I bet this was a bit of an awkward moment. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you for stopping by, mate. And yeah, see you next time for sure. Yeah, it's pretty easy for me, Jack, isn't it? How to deal with the fear of losing the little DR that you just got and don't be stuck without playing. Interesting question. Probably, I would say don't focus on the number too much. Like, it is just a number. I think for me, a big unlock recently, and it's come this year with streaming, is just keep showing up. Like, the fact is that no matter what driver rating you are, whatever your iRating is, you are better than that. It will just come with doing more races, and it won't be a straight line. It will have its ups and downs. Like if we gained 8 iRating in this one. It's a lot of single digit iRating, and we got 1.4 safety rating. Look at that, guys. If we got another 0.1, we're back in the 2.0. So it's a successful night for safety rating. But yeah, I'll show you. Where are we here? Profile stats. Is it stats? Like, it goes up and down a little bit. You know, I think there was a point here where I got to 2200. I got down to 2, and then I managed to get up to 2.5, and I was like, "Whoa, this is pretty good." Like at that stage, I just wanted to be over 2.5, and then we struggled for a bit, and then we went all the way down to 21, and then it started to happen. But the learning from here to here in this is October, February. Like, this is a lot of up and down. And then it started to work. So I think if you're scared about losing a little bit of iRating, just think about this. Think about what you will learn if you keep racing. And it is just a number. And for me, once I stopped caring so much about it, it started to work. You know, I got to here. So here I go. I hit in March, I was 3000 iRating. And this was like a big deal for me, actually. I was really hoping to just even get to this level. And I was really worried I was going to just lose it immediately. And I kind of didn't. And then I kept playing, and a few races went well and a few went badly. Like, every time I race, I try and do like 4, because I find if I get a bad one, it'll kind of wash out. Like, if you start and you have a bad race, probably after 4 races, the universe sorts itself out and you end up like positive. I think there's been some nights where it's like I've had like a bad one, an okay one, and then you get one good one at the end, and you're like, oh, I'm actually 10 iRating up for the evening. But I think it's just those reps and that learning. And then the more I've done it, the more I've realized, like, oh, actually, I know I consider myself now a 3,500 iRated player. You know, we got up to 3, 4, 4.8. And in fact, there was one evening I did get over 3.5. And then we lost some again. You know, we got down to here, 3.2. And then we've learned something through that, though. And then now we're back up. And actually, yeah, what are we right now? Like 3,760, which blows my mind. Like, I'm a bit shocked to be here. Now, this is, in a way, I do have a bit of this fear still, because I don't just then jump into a GT3 race. You know, I'm now worried about other series. So I still have a bit of this fear to unlock as well. And it's kind of like, yeah, I think there's a bit of this belief thing that once you start getting your head around a certain car or a certain series, like, you sometimes just have to take the hit and choose to learn from it rather than focusing on the numbers. Because once you get through that barrier and you learn the things you need to, it will just start to work, really. And I honestly don't think there's much difference between like a 4, 3. If someone's like 3,500 iRating, they're probably fast enough to be 5K. They just need to be driving consistently and having consistent enough races, not lose big amounts. Like, because the pace is so close in these splits, and you just need to do enough of them. You know, 10K isn't because you're twice as fast as anyone. It's because you've done enough races. So yeah, but that's how I see it. You know, these plateaus, you're worried about losing a few. There's some lessons, and when you learn them, boom, you go to another level you never thought you'd get to. So yeah, that's kind of been my take on it, particularly this year. Whereas at January, we actually took a hit at the start of January. So we were at February 1st, I was 2,180 iRating. And now in July we're 3.7, nearly 3, on the way to 4K. So just keep practicing, just keep driving, keep showing up. Yeah. So fun times, fun times. Yeah, no, absolutely. I enjoy sharing stuff like that actually. So yeah, it's why the rookie video makes such a success. Yeah, no, I think it, you're exactly right. A lot of people, and I sometimes wonder if people care enough, like care about my racing, because I'm not 10K. You know, I see drivers or channels of those pro guys, and they grow so fast. Like it's almost disheartening, you know. But I committed the start of my channel to showing the whole journey, and I think even for myself, looking back on the rookie stuff, looking back on the ACC stuff, for example, even um, it it shows the progression, and I probably got better quicker than I expected to, but there's probably now reasons behind that with all the motorsport I've watched and my interest in cars and while being a car mechanic and understanding cars and stuff. But I just committed to the process, you know, and maybe one day I do get to a top split in, you know, maybe one day I do end up as a 7K driver. I don't think so. Maybe with enough hard work, I don't know. But yeah, it's just the journey, right? It's just the journey. And yeah, I'm not pro, and that's okay. I think it's why I like the PESC stuff, right? Is I hope it's relatable in a way, because I'm just a dad who's in the middle of school holidays looking after his 2 kids trying to do esports. Like that's my story. That's where the speed is. It's not the excuse. It's just that's what it is. And I kind of feel happy about that. I feel quite proud about that. And there's a reality to that as well, right? So yeah. I used to watch Rory. Yes, I know Rory. I've met Rory a couple of times. Yeah, most famous content creator G7. Yet people are just not there because of his speed and skills. Yeah, so you know, and like Rory's actually, yeah, probably. Like Rory's also quite open about where his speed's at too. You know, like versus the actual top pro guys and stuff. Yeah, his channel's huge. In person, he's a really nice guy. I quite like Rory actually. We've met a few times. My story with Rory actually is because I met him at Spa 24 Hour, and I just saw him in the pit lane and just called out, and then 12 months later, I saw him again at Sim Racing Expo, and this was last year, and he saw me and recognized me, and I thought for someone who like and for someone who just for someone who's so big, right, such a huge person on YouTube, and for him to recognize me specifically whole 12 months later, I thought was quite cool. Thought it said a lot about him actually. So it was cool. I hadn't even started my channel. I told him I was about to, so it was cool to talk YouTube and stuff with him. But he's a really nice guy. Yeah, no, he puts a lot of hard work in. I commend him for his efforts actually. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm on the same path. Like I know how much work he puts into his channel, and it's crazy. Yeah, I don't think anyone works harder than that guy. So yeah, I think we're on slightly different paths, but I enjoy YouTube as much as I enjoy sim racing, and that's a huge part of it, I think. So we'll be here in 5-10 years time still doing this, and that's the biggest win for me. That's the main one. So yeah, sim racing is much smaller. Exactly, no, and I've talked openly with Rory about this as well. He's doing GT7 because it's so big. You know, I can't be a 400,000 or 500,000 subscriber channel because iRacing is not that big. But GT7 is. So, Super GT, and 1 million subscribers, Rory will likely get there at some point. It's just a huge game. It's so much bigger than iRacing, and iRacing is way bigger than the rest of the sim racing community, So a lot of my iRacing content does better because it's the bigger of the sims, you know what I mean? The actual sims, but it's just, it is a player number thing. We are very niche here. and I think that gives us our advantage. I think it makes us more relatable to real world motorsport fans, which is who I want to engage with. You know, like that would be my absolute peak, is that we deal with like real brands and real motorsport fans inside iRacing, because I think more real world motorsport fans would engage with this more, but it's a long dream. But yeah, his ACC was very good. No, I get that. He was doing it 2 days a week, and I enjoyed it. It was right about the time I was thinking about what sim to get into, and his ACC stuff along with Jardia's and Boothby's content that convinced me to do ACC. But yeah, it's just a numbers thing. It's why he never did Le Mans Ultimate. You know, it was fun. Like, he agrees that these sims were heaps of fun, but he just got better. His business model worked better on GT7. So, you know, fair play to him. I couldn't do GT7. I wouldn't love it enough. Despite growing up on GT7, on Gran Turismo, and have a lot of love for those games, I just couldn't love it enough to show up and do it daily. You know, this is the level that I want to do it at. You know, so you've got to enjoy it. Yeah. Nah, people just didn't watch it. Yeah, exactly right. That's what it is. Yep, that's all it is. People just didn't watch it. You know, and when your business's views and a particular growth, and that's what sponsors are looking for and things like that. You know, what he's trying to do with his channel, views and subscribers are, that's the game. That's the game, you know. And I think he stopped doing that. He was probably 150,000 subs when he stopped doing that. I think when I started watching his channel, I was like 119,000. That was the start of 20, what's this year? 26, 24 must have been. So yeah, he stopped doing the ACC thing and just did Gran Turismo, and it just blew up essentially. So, well, it was already blowing up, you know, but figuratively more and more. So yeah, no, it just doesn't. I don't think it draws. It would be interesting a couple of times. Like, I know he's done a Le Mans Ultimate video where he tried it, and everyone, like, lots of people watched it, you know. Same when he's done a couple of iRacing special events recently, and they've been the most watched streams from the special event, you know, because he has such a huge audience. And if you do it every now and then, people are going to be like, oh, what is it? But you do it 3 or 4 times in a row, and people are just going to be like, I don't actually care. I was interested the one time, I was curious, but I wasn't interested. And that's kind of where he's got into essentially. So, you know, and I think at that point he was streaming 5 days a week, so he essentially just dropped the 2 ACC streams completely and just started streaming 3 days a week. And he was just burnt out, I think, from 40 hours a week streaming, daytime streaming, which that'd be crazy. That'd be absolutely crazy. I wouldn't be able to do that. Nah, not at all. So anyway, that's enough rambling for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, slightly shorter stream today, just the 3 races. I think they'll keep me energized for the weekend. We might do another stream in the weekend, so keep an eye out if you'd like to. I'll put something in the Discord to talk about that if it's going to happen, or you'll see it on the feed. But thank you very much for hanging out with me. I'm glad we've been able to salvage a little bit of our safety rating. Feeling a little bit better about the fact that I can race safely for once. And we'll try. I think even if I don't stream, I'll try and get that over 2.0 before next week. Next week we've got Ringmeister with the Porsche Cup car, so we'll do some Nürburgring in the P Cup. I at the start of the week I didn't even know that was on, so I'm quite excited now to do that. I think we're at Miami GP for the Porsche Cup next week, which will be a lot of fun. That was the first place I raced the Porsche Cup car, actually, way back in January of this year. So it'll be fun to go back and probably improve my lap times considerably. And yeah, and then we'll be preparing next week for round 3 of the Porsche Esports Super Cup. So, Barcelona, actually. Okay, Miami's the week following, I gather then. Okay, Barcelona will be fun. Miami's the week after. Okay, Barcelona will be a lot of fun then, actually. That should be quite a tricky circuit. really hard on tires. So that'll be interesting. Okay, Barcelona. Sounds good. Yeah, that's me. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, please hit the like button on the way out. It really does help the streams. And actually, I will share, guys, Tuesday's stream was probably my best on stream if that makes sense. Lots of you, and if you are still here watching as a replay, thank you very much. Lots of people watch it back as a replay, but we were nearly 1,000 people, 1,000 views during the stream, which is unbelievable for me. And thank you so much for that. They're just slowly finding their people, you know, especially the Tuesdays being consistent. So yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. It's been fantastic. I really do appreciate you all. And we will see you in the next one. Race hard, stay positive, and yeah, see you soon. Cheers, guys. Bye.